All right, good morning, trade pros. Welcome to our morning market update for this beautiful June the 3rd. It is Wednesday. Oil's ruling the markets today. And as I promised before, I got the camera working. Hopefully the mic is working too on YouTube. Oh no, they're saying it's not. It's going to be one of those days, isn't it? Can you guys hear me on YouTube? Morning, M. Okay, well, I'm going to do the morning market update regardless, whether you guys can hear or not. Okay, Angela, thank you for the read back. Somebody participates. That's good. All right, here's a Power 60. Zoom revenue jumps 169% to 328.2 million, surpassing expectations. Great first quarter earnings report, blows it out of the water. You know, Zoom's been criticized for having a lot of users, but not them paying with their free services or freemium model. And that's not the case. Zoom is getting a lot of paid users. People are valuing connecting with their family and friends, go figure, and upgrading to the accounts. All right, Apple phones stolen by looting and rioters and people who broke into the stores. I find this interesting. It says this device has been disabled and being tracked. Local authorities have been alerted. I don't know that I would steal, like I wouldn't steal anything, but if I was looting, I don't know I'd go and steal an Apple iPhone. It's being tracked. It's a digital device. Go get something that's not being tracked that has real value. Go hit up a diamond store. But I bet you those diamonds have been put away. All right. And I know some looters and rioters try to get some Rolex watches as well. All right. That's how I got mine. I'm just kidding. But try to get some Rolex watches, but they were gone as well. So everyone who's got valuables was taking them out of their inventory and putting them in safety and in storage. I found that interesting with the Apple phone. All right, in today's markets, Japan's up 1.3, Hong Kong's up 1.4, China's flat for the day, India's up 0.6. In Europe at midday, London's up 1.5%, Paris is up 2%, Frankfurt's up 2.2% as well. ILVs, I like it. I found it funny. I'm sorry you didn't. In the U.S., Dow's up 0.8, S&P's up 0.6, NASDAQ is up 0.5%, okay, and crude oil is up 1.7. It was up 1.7. Crude oil is now down. We did open up around 36.74. Okay, crude oil overnight highs were up to as high as 38.18. Crude is the market at the moment that we need to watch. A lot of developments have happened there over time. All right, so at 6 a.m., OPEC meetings were, remember we said yesterday on the morning market update, buy the rumor, sell the news. We knew that Thursday would be an OPEC meeting. It was supposed to happen next Thursday, but we said, look, at some point, by the time that you get excited to own something, or by the time you decide to buy oil, it's too late. The news is out and there's going to be a cut if there will be a cut. And then it's too late to own oil. It's time to sell it to take profit. Well, that's exactly what happened just a little bit early. All right, at 6 a.m., OPEC meetings were being debated. They were planning to cancel them over oil quota cheating by a lot of the member countries. And then there was news that OPEC will not meet on June 4th, which is tomorrow, unless nations comply with cuts. June 10th meeting also depends on compliance issues. So out of nowhere, just a day before the meeting, people bring up compliance. All right, and then it was made known through local reports. Platts is the news source that reports that OPEC oil cut extension talks are set to be complicated by Saudi Arabia and Russia haggling one another. All right, the market didn't like that. It dumped. It went from 39.17. From 39.96 to 39.17. That's a big sell-off, almost $1 on that drop. All right. Then at 6:30, Saudi Arabia and Russia said they agree on a preliminary 1-month extension on existing OPEC oil cuts. So we weren't haggling. What are you guys talking about? We've agreed to extend this thing by 1 month. Come on, oil, rebound again. And oil didn't. And then at 7:51 a.m., Saudi Arabia says they're set to wind down voluntary overcompliance to bring 1 million barrels a day of production back online. Basically saying, you know what? Forget it. We're going to just produce more anyways. They threw up their hands there and say, if you guys don't want to do this, we're not going to either. And then just like that, We went from expecting a lot of bullishness being priced in the market to having an OPEC meeting to not having an OPEC meeting, not having the extensions, and Saudi Arabia actually adding in even more oil production and removing their voluntary cut. It's not like they're not complying. They're just now complying 100%. They were cutting more than they had promised, in the name of putting a good foot forward. Now they're like, okay, we'll just comply at 100%. Over complying isn't working for us. And so that's where we're at. We're back to ground zero. No meeting. I think oil's got a lot of bullish sentiment to unwind. And it just so happens today is the oil inventory day. At 10:30 in the morning, we're going to see numbers out of oil. I guarantee there's going to be a lot of volatility, a lot of action, and that we're going to trade that as a group in the room. Our oil desk manager is back this week. He had a week off. Took a week off last week. And I'm really excited to trade it with them today. Okay, we're going to get a lot of opportunity, a lot of volatility, and I think there's some positions that are some weak longs that need to get shaken out to the downside on oil on this news. All right, gold prices are down 0.6%. Bitcoin's down 5.6, back down into the 9,000 range. And on the economic calendar today, we had mortgage applications. The mortgage market index was 717 versus 746. So mortgage markets are cooling. People are applying less for applications. They're applying for mortgages less. 3.9% drop on a week-over-week basis on new applications versus a growth the last period. And the 30-year mortgage rate in the U.S. goes down to 3.37 versus a prior of 3.42. All right, man, that's cheap to borrow money in the U.S. For a 30-year mortgage. It's mind-bogglingly cheap if you look at that in a historical context. All right, looking at ADP jobs. Bruce Lee, I don't look at Bitcoin that closely, so my quote is from probably around 30 minutes ago. So he says at 10,000 now. Woohoo, 10,000 Bitcoin. All right, 8:15 ADP jobs report. There's an expectation of 9 million jobs to be lost, minus 9 million. So remember, ADP is a very important number. It's a precursor to what we get on Friday coming up. All right. And when you look at, the jobs expectations, there was a minus 20 million jobs loss in the prior month. That's what was expected by ADP, and that's what was confirmed by non-farm payrolls. So on Wednesday, before the week of non-farm payrolls, Wednesday before the Friday, obviously, we have an early look at these things. And it came out at minus 2.7 million. Expectation was minus 9 million or 9 million jobs lost. There's only a minus 2.7 or 2.7 million job loss. Nowhere near as bad as expected, which less bad means more good, and the markets are going to like it. Look, the S&P 500 doesn't care what you think, any one of us, including myself, about second waves of coronaviruses, protests, looting, burning, the streets being up in a riot. S&P is going up on the fact the Fed's got its back. All right. If the Fed's like, hey, every time you spend your $1,000, I'm going to slip another 1,000 in your pocket. Don't worry. Just keep doing what you're doing. You're going to keep going up. You're going to keep, building confidence in yourself and your abilities, and you're going to keep spending it. And that's what's happening. The Fed keeps slipping money in the back pocket of the market. It's going to get juiced. It's going up. I think we're going up to 3,100. We just fell shy of it. We could be hitting new all-time highs through the summer. But I'll tell you this, the next 300 points it's going to take to get to all-time highs is going to be harder than these last 300. But get out of the way of, making assumptions that, something shouldn't be doing what it is because you think so. It doesn't really matter what you think. The market, or I think, or anyone, the market's really geared up for a rally on the back of trillions of dollars being printed and circulated and benefiting primarily these stocks. All right, that's just the reality of it. You can't fight City Hall. If you're looking to be right, get a job as a surgeon, professor, some other profession, because in trading, being right has zero value. Being right means nothing because you still might not make money with being right. And I think that's the problem. I think the problem and the frustration in these markets, this has been called the most hated rally since 2009. And I think part of the frustration is that people are trying to really kind of project their expectation on a market that doesn't care. And obviously, when you have an expectation, you're going to be either right or wrong. If you're right, you're going to say, wow, I'm smart. If you're wrong, you're going to look for more information why there's doom and gloom out there. So careful projecting because true pros don't have a bias. As a day trader, one of the best things in the world is every day is a new opportunity. You don't have to have a bias, and it's very freeing. It's a weight off your shoulders. You're managing a portfolio, hundreds of billions of dollars. You need to have a bias, unfortunately. You got to have a direction outlook, but you don't as a day trader. That's the beauty. Get up, fresh slate, make some money, end in cash, no risk overnight. Hallelujah. Repeat. All right. So this sets up the week for an interesting close for Friday with the non-farm payrolls and news for the rest of the day. 10 a.m. ISM non-manufacturing, factory orders as well at 10 a.m. and then at 10:30 we got crude oil inventories. We're going to be trading this together in our room, so join our community. We're about to get started now with equities and crude oil. I hope you guys have enjoyed this morning market update with my mismatched outfit. It's laundry day. This is a TRADEPRO shirt that will never make it into circulation. All right. Yeah, I tried. I'm a fan of some designer stuff here and there, but I tried the little print. It didn't work very well. And so I hope you guys liked it. Have a great rest of your day, YouTube. Love you all. Be good. Be kind to one another. Be safe. I think what's going on out there is crazy. I don't think you could look at the media and what's going on at the moment with these looters and rioters and call that a certain group of people. Those are people that just want trouble to begin with. I think we should still have an important discussion over what happened earlier. But be safe. Be careful out there. All right. And be good to one another. Love you all. Have a great rest of your day. See you tomorrow for another morning market update. Take care. Goodbye, YouTube. Peace, peace. Yeah, exactly. B. TP stands for take profits. Love it. Hopefully that's what we do today. Love you guys. Be good. Ciao. All right, Boxy, let's throw you on here. You probably have a little bit more insight on oil and some levels. Let's rock and roll, and then we'll let Marky do the morning market update for equities today, and I'll chime in. Let me find our good man. All right, here we go. Stop the screen share. Rock and roll, my brother.